Hello folks, today's installment of John's homestead. It's getting cold and we've been burning the wood, and I didn't get around to cleaning the stove, but things that you need to know about this. A wood stove will be dirty. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's dry heat, it's dusty, it's dirty. And you'll want a good metal bucket, and you'll want to have ceramic or something to set it on, because when you take the ashes out, they will be hot. Plastic bucket will not work. Good ash pan. And of course, well, I don't know if you get our ash pan, I should say ash shovel, and a good brush. Well, not so good anymore. I use this one when I lay block. And what I do, I don't go out and buy all the we can't afford it, but for years now, when I do my stove, I do it well, it's the way the old timers did it. You don't want your stove to rust. You want it to last, and you want a rag, old shirt, cotton, something absorbent. You don't want polyester or some man-made material. You want something like cotton or flax or something that's natural. Burlap, I guess, would work, but it won't pick up the dust as well. And this, you can see, is pretty dusty. And what I did was I have some used cooking oil. And I always clean my stove with a rag and some used cooking oil. And you say, oh, well, why would you do that? Well, because you got a metal, especially when it gets heated, has to be treated. And the old timers did it this way. And try getting in here without falling down. You wipe it down, and you wipe, and it keeps it from rusting. And it'll look like brand new, and you don't got to go out and spend $10, $20. I saw at Lowe's they have stove black, and it doesn't look natural. It looks painted, stove paint, just some old cooking oil, olive oil, even. But now the thing you want to know is, it's like treating your frying pans. You put it on, you let it soak for a little bit, and you wipe it off really, really good. You need to wipe it after you're done, and this will prevent the stove from rusting. Okay, I'm going to pause it, and then I'll show you the next step when I get to it. And the next thing I do, and I do this about once every month, or when I start to notice that the damper is a little hard coming down. Now this, you want to be real careful because the soot is built up in there. And as soon as I get this off here, I'll have to clean up there. I try to be clean as possible. I don't like this stuff. This stuff really stains, and you don't want to be careful. But I don't know if you can see in there all right. But I'll go out and clean this. I have a brush, and I'll clean it, and I'll bring it back in and put it back on. But I do this once a month because I don't want to have a fire in the pipe. And the creosote that builds up in the pipe is what will catch on fire. Another tool I like to have, you can use the shovel and a small shovel and a brush, but one of the things I do every 2 weeks is I have a brush and long rods, and I up my chimney. Now some people don't do it as often as that, but I I like to be safe. And as far as I'm concerned, you can't clean your chimney too much. Saturday, every other Saturday, this is the job I do. And I don't want any fires in my stack. At the cost of the chimney pipe, stainless steel pipe is very good, but you have to take care of it, and it'll last forever if you don't burn the temper out of it. And of course, I keep my brush handy out back here behind the thing. And okay, we'll go inside and look at the stove finished and the fire burning. Hey folks, we're back in here at the stove from cleaning the chimney. And I'd like to go through the steps I did today briefly. I wiped the stove down with some used cooking oil. You can use new. And I treated it just like I would treat an old cast iron frying pan. And it'll keep your stuff nice, keep it rust free. I do it about 4 or 5 times a year. But in the summer, I don't want it to get rusty. It gets a little dust on it, then I'll do it. And then, I put the oil on and leave it sit for a while. And then I go over with some old newspaper and wipe it off, rub it down real good. And you can see that looks pretty sharp. And then for the glass, I just use some, like the Dutchmans around here say, vinegar. And this is some white vinegar. You don't need to buy anything. You don't have to spend money for stove black or whatever. Just a little oil and treat it like you would a cast iron frying pan. I took the stack out, cleaned the stack out, and I can't emphasize enough, if you want to really be safe, if you look real close on the stack there, you'll see that I have mechanical fasteners. They're just little sheet metal screws, but it guarantees with expansion, contraction, that the stovepipe won't work itself apart when there's fire in it. And now we're inside. The fire's built. And of course, when you don't have television, the thing to do is come inside and sit with your sweetie pie and watch the fire. Hopefully this is encouraging and helping. Appreciate any comments and suggestions. I'm always open to hear something, but I've been doing this. I did this ever since I was, well, I don't ever remember a time that we didn't have a stove and burnt wood. Now, why am I so emphatic about cleaning the chimney? Well, when I was a kid, 5 years old, we had a fire in the stack, and in that day we didn't have an outside chimney. It went up through the center of up through the house, through the first floor, second floor, into the attic through collars. And I remember carrying buckets up of water, just a little guy. The buckets were almost as big as I was, but somehow we managed to keep it from catching the house on fire. My father and mother, and thank goodness a neighbor stopped by. But you can't be too careful when you burn wood. Clean your chimney often, clean your stove often, and you can go to bed at night knowing that, there's nothing in there that can catch fire. And hey, thanks for watching. May the Lord bless.